All right, another episode of Conversate After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's good with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you have a topic you want us to cover or you want to be a guest on the show, you can reach us at CVAD the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Hit us up. Send us an email. You can also go to our website, conversateafterdark.com. You can also go to our website, conversateafterdark.com. Hit us up. You can listen to old shows. You can download old shows. You can find everywhere that we're at. You want to send us a story, a steamy story, or ask us for advice, we'll give you that. Just hit us up. So today we have Tasty J from the Lou in the house. Tasty, what's up with you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, look, don't be acting all bashful and all that. You know what I'm saying? You got to represent the Lou the right way. Okay?
I mean, I'm usually bashful in the beginning, but then as you warm up.
Okay, there's a joke there, but I'm gonna take it easy.
I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. Well, we start off the show the same way every time. So Tay, kick it off.
So, Tasty J, every show we start off with conversation cards. So I have 3 categories. I'm going to let you choose the category, but we're all going to answer the question. So the categories are extreme personal questions, who's the biggest pervert, and the sexy 69 after dark.
Okay, so I just choose one of the topics.
Yes, and then I'll pick a question from the whichever one you choose.
Okay, who's the biggest freak?
Who's the biggest pervert? Same.
Oh, perfect.
You know I love that, right? Because I'm the biggest freak and the biggest pervert. So
Oh, okay. We've had this one before, but since you're a guest, it'll be new for you. Have you ever given or received a golden shower?
No.
Okay. Would you?
It would depend on the person.
what's it depend on?
It would depend on how gratifying they were in bed, and if they were willing to do it in the shower, and how much tequila I had that night.
So tequila is your weak point.
See, I would have said depending on how much water they drink on a daily basis. Because some of y'all be having some strong pee, but all y'all drink is green tea and green tea and red sauce.
Shower, you probably got a little lavender going on or something. Oh no. Oh, sorry. But I think I'm okay in that department.
Okay. All right. Well, Tay and I have answered that before. I said that I would give one for sure. And she'd probably have to be a hell of a woman to talk me into it. Like it had to be my next wife, to do that. So
Yeah, it's a no for me either way, giving or receiving. I don't want it.
What, give it, Tay?
No, no, that's one of my limits.
So Tay, this is for you and Tasty J. There was a TV show called Atlanta. And on the show, they had one season where they were in Europe. And it's this white guy who was paying somebody to pee on him, right? He was paying for a golden shower. And one of the sisters went and did it. And she had a full ass bladder. And at first he was all into it. And then all of a sudden he was like, stop, because it was just too much, right? Because she was just going and going and going. Now, you know the old saying, everybody has a price. Do you have a price, Tay, for giving? Now I ain't gonna say receiving, but we'll just stick with giving a golden shower.
I might be able to be talked into it for the right price. And I saw that episode.
Cap. I will say cap. Because you for sure You for sure. I know it. Everybody got a price.
As like I said, I might be able to be talked into it, maybe.
All right. So speaking of price, I don't want to seem like this is the prostitution show, but we had a question came up last week, and a lot of sisters were hemming and hawing, and they had a lot of conditions. So I'm going to ask you, Tasty J, no disrespect. All right, no disrespect. If a guy asked you to be his side piece for $2,500 every 2 weeks, would you do
At this stage of my life, yes.
it? I'm glad you were honest. I'm glad you were honest, because a lot of women be out here bullshitting. A lot of
I mean, it's truth. I'm single, so I can do whatever I want. But if you in a situationship or something, you probably can't move that freely.
So let me flip it. Well, Tay, would you $5,000 a month? Would you be somebody's side piece?
I probably would, depending on my situation at the time. Right now, I'm single, so
Okay, so let's flip it on some indecent proposal shit. If your partner was propositioned to be somebody's side piece for $5,000 a month, would you allow him to do it? I'll answer the question. Hell, fuck yeah, you better get that money. Because the reality is, people cheating for free. So if you can bring some extra windfall into the house, listen, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, little dirty. I give you some free time, and you get paid while we doing it. So it's good. Just don't leave no marks that I got to see when you get back. Don't come back with no scratches or no passion marks on your neck, shit like that.
I mean, I was gonna say I've shared for free before, so I mean, why not share and get some profit off of it? So,
Tasty J,
Yeah, I could do it.
I got you. Well, enough of the hypotheticals. Let's get into you. No pun intended. All right. So you're from the Lou. How is dating in the Lou?
A shit show.
Why so?
Because this is just a really weird age to be dating. We are post-COVID, and I'm at a certain age where I didn't grow with the whole Tinder mindset, and it seems like people have been really, really hurt. So you're dealing with people who haven't healed from trauma. They're making you pay for their past bad judgments. Some guys are only offering you their ping. It's just wild out there. I'm gonna say that.
so it's a lot different from before you got married or when you were younger.
Yes, it is like light years different. I feel like I'm a Martian. I really do.
So what are you looking for?
Well, I have a companion, and I think that's more of what I was looking for. I think there are people who want to put like real heavy labels on things, but they want to put the label on the woman, but they want to have the freedom to run around and do whatever. So yeah, a companion is what I was looking for.
Okay, so now that you see that the dating realm or whatever has changed, is there any way that you would change with it, or are you still looking for the old-fashioned type of situation?
I've changed with it because before I was never the type that would send over the hot wings and the Jameson or the Uncle Nearest. But now I'll send over a cigar and a nice drink of something on a big rock. Um, I feel like you don't have to pursue a man, but you can make yourself available. I probably wouldn't have done that in the past. I probably would have just sat in the corner and waited for him to walk over to me or something like that. I'm much more open to the fact that if you're attracted to a really handsome man that's got it going on, and you are a really beautiful woman that's got it going on, why wouldn't he have other suitors? Why wouldn't I have other suitors? It would be crazy for me to just go into a situation where I just met this grown ass man and he just don't have nobody. I don't know. I have the mindset now that I don't believe in ownership. I think people have to want to be together. And I don't have children, so I'm not in that whole thing, gotta go along to get along. So I'm kind of in a good space, I think, this go around. And I've been married, so I'm not chasing the ring. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to put the pressure on and all of that. And I think there's advantages to that too.
So you mentioned ownership. That, we talk to people all kind of different relationship styles. So do you believe in monogamy? You down with polyamory? Are you open relationships? What's your relationship style?
I don't really conform to the norms. At this point, I kind of have my own thing going. It's called slow living. And it's like anything that brings me peace, me, him, their person, my person, whatever, as long as we all good with whatever it is, I'm good. I don't expect them to be exclusive to me. Um, and I don't know if I would be exclusive to that person. It just depends on who I'm dealing with. So like, okay, I'll take like the situation I'm in right now. This particular person said that they liked their life. And I was okay with that. So I'm like, okay, you date other people. I am not dating another person right now, but if that opportunity comes across, I will pursue that. But then I had a situation last weekend where I met someone that he knew, and that person was interested and kind of stepped to him like, hey, what's going on with you and Tasty? And he came to me, and I felt like it was kind of aggressive a little, because I'm like, well, you said you liked your life and you weren't trying to look for a relationship, and that you were good and we were good, and we're not in a relationship, we're companions. So that it went back to that old adage of how it's good for the guy but it's not good for the girl. And so I noticed that the conversation has changed this last week, and I'm just kind of like, see, people say they down and they say they open and all of that, but are they? So
I think in the non-monogamous, ethical non-monogamy, there's this phrase, and it's called one penis policy. And there are some relationships where the woman is down for that. She may want to entertain energy from somebody else, and she may be okay with just having a relationship with another woman, right? Or she may be open to her guy sleeping with other women, but she can't, he can sleep with other people, but she can't. It just, like you said, it always what works for the relationship.
mm-hmm.
Personally, I believe in fairness. So
Yes.
it's good over here, it's good over there, and you really just have to discuss what your boundaries are, and really be honest with yourself on what you can handle, and what your limits are. So yeah, it's definitely different out here because I'm out in the streets too. So I understand.
Yeah, so would you be open to like maybe a monogamous relationship or something, maybe remarrying in the future? Or are you don't know right now, you're just living your life? What's going on with that?
Yes, I definitely would like to be married again. And people around in my circle are like, why? Um, and what how I try to explain it is that everybody has like a guideline for themselves on what they think their ideal life is and what they want for their life. And I want to live in the house with my person. The level of care that I want to be able to give to my person, I feel like the marriage scenario is the best place for me. And the kind of care that I want to receive, I think marriage is the best place because you want to protect yourself. They want to protect themselves. We've even talked about prenups, stuff like that. So eventually, I feel like I will probably be remarried because I want that stability, the family Christmas, grandma, I want that whole thing in my story. And
Access
just
to
because
peen
I'm
every day.
access access to what?
Access to peen every day.
Baby, because that rollover in the morning. Okay, I never was a rollover person before, but some happens and it's like, mm.
Could it be an age thing? You know what they say
It must
about it?
be age.
Yeah.
I've been talking to a few of my girlfriends and I'm like, this whole call on the phone thing is not working for me. It's just not.
So you was never a fan of morning sex?
No,
What? Why is that?
I don't know. I think it was because in the beginning, the way I learned to make love, it was the whole it's night and you got your slow jam tape and you got your blue light over in the corner from Kmart and you got your little spray in the air and and that's how I usually would do it. But then as I grew in my sexuality, as I learned my body, became less ashamed and all that, now I'm at a point where it can be lights on, daytime, outside, in the living room. I mean, it doesn't have to be that scenario. So yeah.
Oh no.
And
Oh no.
with the libido change for me, that whole morning thing, something happened. I don't know what happened. And maybe I'm experiencing what everybody else was experiencing before with the whole sensitivity thing being heightened in the morning when you first wake up and all that thing. Yeah, that part. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All cylinders.
Y'all are more sensitive in the morning?
I am now.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever been more sensitive in the morning, but with the age thing, I can say that the older I get, or and I believe I'm a person who has always had a high sex drive, but the older I get, it's getting worse.
Because it kind of scared me a little bit because this is things that people don't talk about. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was like regular. And then when I was talking to friends, they're like, we haven't done it all month. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm trying to be 3 times a day. Mama got a whole attitude over here, you know what I mean? But everybody
3 times a day. You trying to smash 3 times a day. In the see, this is the thing.
I'm getting it in.
Okay, well, hey, I'm happy for you.
But that could be too because of like how it is when like you get a divorce. It's over way before it's over. And that part kind of turned off for me. And I thought I was never going to have all those amorous feelings again. I thought, oh, I'm just old lady now, give me my moo and I'm going to sit on the back porch. But then something happened, I don't have to wear the granny panties anymore. And we all know what that means. And I just feel sexier. I don't have to worry about the time of the month. I can just be free. it's liberating for me, and it just turned on something that had been turned off for a long time, and I'm getting back, like, literally it's worse than my college days. And then I talked to some friends of mine and they were like, it's the same for them too. So it's got to be age, I guess, and hormones, I would assume.
Mhm.
So here's my question. If you say you want it multiple times a day, right?
Yeah.
Are you having an orgasm each time? And if you're
Yep.
having an orgasm each time, is it like a hard one, or is it just like
It's not always hard, but usually one of the three, if I do three, is hard. One of the two is hard.
Hmm. So when's the last time a guy made you see stars?
I'm gonna say about 2 weeks ago.
Hmm. What was so special about this gentleman?
We did some Kama Sutra stuff that I had never done before, and it was amazing.
Damn. Tell you ever did Kama Sutra?
I'm not sure. It's been years since I've read through that stuff, so I'm pretty sure I may have experimented with some stuff, but you know.
Yeah, we all have, really. It's just because there's so many positions. We doing it, we just don't know that's what we doing, because we don't, as we ain't naming it the downward dog and the cow muscle, whatever, but we doing it,
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, I was like, oh, this what they was talking about.
Okay. So is Kama Sutra similar or in the same vein, no pun intended, as tantric sex? Is that
Yeah,
because
I think,
I heard tantric sex is more like becoming in sync,
yeah, I think
breathing.
tantric a little deeper. I would say like Kama Sutra could be like y'all dating, and tantric is like y'all exclusive. Let's just say that. Because it's like you into that person and y'all just learning each other's body and grooving, and you ain't gotta say a word, and it's just zen and all of that. Kama Sutra to me, I'm not an expert or any of that, but Kama Sutra to me is like every way, always trying everything, doing as much as your body can allow. And it's not exactly the goal. I mean, it's intimate because it's an intimate act, but it's not intimacy as far as love or passion. Maybe not the goal, but pure, unadulterated lust, hot. Yeah,
So
it's that.
it sound like it's like you getting pounded out.
No, 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 no. Nothing with that. And
Do y'all like to get pounded out?
I don't subscribe to the pound out thing. I
Hey,
think that's reserved for people who watch too much porn.
hey,
I like variety, so I like a good mix, but I prefer love making over being pounded on. I don't know many women who like to be pounded.
No.
well, there's something to do like to be pounded out. I mean, it's not a regular thing, but
But to each his
every
own.
every now and again, you may be with your lady, and like you said, Tay, variety, right? Y'all make love sometimes, and sometimes y'all just want to be carnal. And I don't know. I've had some partners where they just like, look, beat it up. I had one tell me, look, I want you to try to dislocate my hip.
Oh.
No, and I'm not making that up. I mean, that's real talk. So I just wondered, is it just I got some freaks that I'll be running across, or is that all y'all that have this desire every now and again?
I think everybody's different.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
I mean, I've had times where I would use words that start with an F,
You can say it.
like in the time that we've been dealing, I had one particular time where I was just like, fuck me, like quit being nice. But that was one out of all of those other times. When I think about people within the pound culture, it's like they think that every night you gotta. I don't subscribe to that.
but the reality is, I'm being humorous, but unless the guy's really got, well, I don't want to judge, but to me, it would seem as if there's something going on with that guy. If that's all he wants to do is pound out, you know,
Yeah.
Like I said many times on the show, I came up in the '80s, Isley Brothers. I like to make love.
Hello.
So if you're talking about, hey, bump me hard and pound me out all the time, you throwing off my game.
Yeah.
I like to do things a little bit different. So since you don't like to pound out, what else is there that you don't like? Is there any hard no's that you have when it comes to sex?
Yes, and I found out that I'm also a Martian now too because I don't do anal.
The Martian?
Why?
Yeah, for some reason,
You think
it seems
everybody's
like
doing the booty hole?
for some reason there's this obsession with eating butts and pounding butts, and I'm just like, I don't think it's a negative thing. Do you? But for me, it's just a no. It just is. I mean, and that everybody, like you said with the golden shower, everybody has their thing. Like I would probably give one faster than I would receive one, you know. So everybody has their line, and that's just my line. It's a hard line.
So if your partner asks you to, play with his prostate, is that a hard no as well?
The reason it's a hard no for me is because I had someone in my past that liked that. And I thought that I was okay with it. And I did it. But afterwards, later on, I was just like, mm-mm. And I don't know what it was. I mean, it's not like it's nasty or any of those things. It's just not. I don't know, I just wasn't into it. And I know that he was sensitive to it and all that kind of stuff and all the, feeling and all that. I just didn't like it.
So you're saying you looked at him differently afterwards?
I think I did. And it's not fair. It's not fair.
So you consider him less masculine?
No, because he was a police officer and he did all the stuff. He was masculine. It was just maybe his freak number was like different than my freak number, and I needed to stay in my freak number lane. Because like if I'm gonna be with you, dealing with you, and I got to do that all the time, and I don't want to do that, then your freak number, it's like you can't do that. You got to go with somebody near your freak number.
Okay, so two more questions on that lane, and I'm gonna let Tay have it. So did you have him in the buck, and was you like using a strap, or was this your fingers?
So I went down on him, and he was like, "Did you bring those toys?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I brought out the little small bullet, and I used it, and then I took that out. And at the time, this was years ago. Now, at the time, I had these long nails, okay? And he was like, why don't you just use your finger? And I'm looking at my hand and I'm looking at him and I'm like, you want me to put these fingernails? So I did. And then afterwards, he was like, did you bring anything else? And I was like, I didn't know I was supposed to bring. I didn't know I had to bring the toolkit. You know what I mean? So I
bring
was
the jackhammer.
And he was like, afterwards, we riding in a convertible and stuff. And he just like, oh my God, I had the best experience. I mean, you just so free. I'm just so glad I can be free with you and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad you were free and all that stuff, But yeah, so I couldn't. And he kept calling me for a long time and I just couldn't. He would come in town and like, what's up? And I couldn't.
Okay.
You said you had two more questions before you handed me. Is that?
That's it.
Okay.
That was enough.
Right. So how did you find out what your freak number is? And I want to say that by like, did you always know you liked certain things and didn't like certain things, or did you have some kind of sexual awakening, or how did that go?
My realization of my freak number was by trying things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, the hot tub with the friends and the public stuff, or the showers and the anal and you just go through what the natural progression is. You don't start out with the crazy. You start off with the whole missionary position, and it's just y'all and ain't nobody in the next room and all that kind of stuff. And as you get older, in the bathroom at the picnic, and you just, so trial and error let me be expressive. And I'm thankful that I had partners who let me go through that journey, because some people do judge you and say, "Oh God," that whole thing. And so now I know what my freak number is, because I'm older too, and I've tried things. And like with the anal thing, it's not because I haven't done it. It's because I decided in my world, in my life, that's just something that I don't care for. So it's, some people make decisions based on, like you said, I know that I'm just not going to eat pudding and I'm just never going to try it. But that wasn't my life. I wanted to try some things first. And I found out I liked things that I didn't think I would like.
Can you give us an example?
Yes, I love adventurous sex. I could have sex with the person I'm with now. I could have sex with him right out in the open, like go to Hito in Jamaica and just get it on. It wouldn't bother me at all. But I've been with people where I couldn't do that with. So it just depends on what that person brings out in me, I think.
What's the freakiest thing you ever done?
I don't know, because everybody's freaky is different. You know what I mean? Like,
Your opinion. What's the freakiest thing you ever done?
for me, the freakiest thing I've ever done is had sex in the same bed with another couple. We didn't swap, but it was just great.
Was there any competing going on, like between the guys or between you girls? Was there a competition?
I don't think so. I think because each of us were kind of into other things. So I wouldn't be able to compete with some of the stuff that they were doing. So it's just kind of like, it's almost like the best porn movie you could ever watch, because you in it. You know what I mean? Like, you're in it, you can watch it, you feeling it, you can do what they doing. I mean, it was just kind of a really neat experience. I'm glad I had it. I don't know of any other couple that I could think of offhand that I would do that with now. It was just a time in my life, and it was great, and I had it, and that was it.
I tell you, I'd say that's pretty freaky. That's
Yeah.
pretty freaky. So I would probably normally, and I haven't done this in a while. Normally, I ask people, what's their freak quotient on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. I'll probably give you 8. Yeah, I'd probably give you about an 8.
It really, even though I don't do anal.
That's why I give you an 8. I give you an 8.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought my number would be low because I don't,
Yeah, I mean, because if you're willing to, have sex in front of other people and in public and things of that nature, that's pretty outgoing.
Inappropriate places, though. I'm not going to jail.
Yeah. Or would you agree, Tay? You give her 8.5?
Yeah. I don't think anal is enough to like drop you down to like a 2 or 3. So
Oh,
yeah, I would.
I've been meeting people who just like obsessed with it or something, and I guess I think everybody is, and maybe they're not. I don't know, but I thought that was like a big thing, and I'm like, well, it just ain't gonna be a J thing.
Well, it's the law of attraction. That means you attracting them booty bandits. So that must mean
I
something.
don't know what in the world going on.
So, any fantasies that you still want to achieve?
Yes. So I like to play this game called the ABC game with my partners. And I would like to accomplish all of the letters of the alphabet with some relation to sex with a partner. So if I can finish it, I would love to have sex like on an airplane. I'd love to, I don't know, go on a safari and be out in the jungle. Hell, I don't know. I want every letter of the alphabet has to have some kind of symbol of where we are when we do the do. And so I'm
Now,
on the quest to complete it.
now, is this only with one partner, or is it just you accomplishing this alphabet with multiple people? As long as
I've been doing the alphabet for a long time, but I would like to have one person help me complete the alphabet.
Okay.
where you at?
Telling you.
Yeah.
Because it's different for every person. I haven't had one person. I was with my husband for a long time. I was with him for 22 years. So we got pretty far, but I didn't complete it. So I would like to. And it's like every person that you with, you starting over. So
I got a quick question. What I'm sitting here trying to think, what in the world do you put for Z? And X.
you got to come up with something.
Okay.
It could be the name of a place or a food or you got to be creative, and that's the whole part of it, is to get you out of your comfort zone and to try to come up with something that fills the gap.
Oh, you're gonna fill the gap, all right. You're gonna fill the gap.
Maybe I'll go get some xylophone little thingies and
I was just thinking that have somebody playing a xylophone while you getting it in.
That would be perfect for shout out to our friends. What you going to do? Like she'd probably be good for that game. Like okay, like you got this is game. We had the founders on, and they give you like 4 items, 3 or 4 items, and you got to figure out what you're going to do with these items, right? And it's a far fetched shit. Like we give you some popsicle sticks, some gloves, a bottle of baby oil, and a piece of rope. What are you going to do? You got to try to come up with something. So that'd be perfect for you, since you.
yeah, like for me, I probably would take the popsicle sticks and like freeze some kind of fruity beverage or something in the popsicle stick. I would tie him up with the rope and then use the baby oil to give him a massage and the plastic gloves, I guess, and then feed him the popsicle stick with the frozen drink on it.
We got a nice little commercial for our friends right there. she did that easy. Me and Tay was stumped. me and Tay was stumped. But yeah, I am. Talk about that creative shit. I just want to put up my mean face and fuck. But I'm just joking. I'm joking. I told you I can't do the 80s. I like to make love.
Yeah. But then when you get with people like me that are creative, then that's a great mix. So you like the, and I like to, it's great.
All right. Don't be, sound like she wanted me to pound out, Tay. I don't know about you. Anyway, Tay, let's wrap it up like we normally do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Tasty J. At the end of every episode, we have a game that we play called Nasty or Normal. So I'm going to give you a sexual scenario or item, and you tell me if for you it would be nasty or normal. So the one I thought of today was genital jewelry. So like a clit ring for a woman or a Prince Albert for a man.
Normal.
Okay. I see Marv shaking his head. Sound like that's a no.
I'm never getting a Prince Albert or any shit like that. Um, I have been with women who have jewelry. Never anybody who's had like like the labia or clit pierced. It's been like their nipples pierced, and typically when it was time to do something, they would remove them. Now I know for some people they feel like okay, it heightens the sensation and all of that, but I'm not real big on a whole lot of piercings. I like women who know how to accessorize, like with jewelry. I like a nice little sexy stud like nose ring on women. I love that. I hate the little bull ring that these young girls is wearing. I can't stand it. Me personally. But for me, I'm not gonna say it's nasty. It's normal, but it's just not for me. I'll put it that
Okay. Yeah, I don't. It's not something that I think is nasty. I probably wouldn't get one, and I don't know. I question if I would get with a guy who has a Prince Albert.
way. Yeah, that's it. Hey, his freak number is probably like 11.
Yes, I first heard about that at a job I had when I was in college, and this guy had one, and I was like, I just couldn't figure out the mechanics of it. So I was never with this guy. He was a coworker. We were just talking.
So there's like ones like the Prince Albert. I think is where like they pierce like the scrotum.
No, the head is.
Okay, so there's one where they pierce the head, which is like, I get squeamish just thinking about that. And then there's one where like they pierce like the sack, and
Mhm.
that just doesn't no, heck no. I don't say I would be turned on by that. Go ahead.
I think for me, I was thinking more so of myself. The guy part, I probably wouldn't date somebody that had that. And then, like, for me, I'm in the jewelry world, so there's a lot of faux jewelry that you can wear that is not permanent. So I have those items.
Well, Tasty J from the Lou, I appreciate you. I appreciate your candor. I appreciate you opening up, no pun intended, for us, and telling us about what you're seeing in these streets when it comes to relationship and what you're looking for. You're very fun today, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tay, that's another one, right?
Another good one.
Another good one. Tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, even if you want to be anonymous or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at cvadthepodcast@gmail.com.
That's
And
right.
make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe.
That's right. Go to our website, conversationafterdark.com. Listen to old episodes. Go to our YouTube, like Tay said, and we'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.